Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about the very popular Legion Commander. Legion Commander is one of the highest winner heroes in all of Dota right now, and she's exploding in popularity in the pro scene at this current time. Pretty funny because the hero's been nerfed. It's actually worse. Its Q has been nerfed twice in the last two patches. It gives less bonus attack speed now, and yet the hero is rising in popularity at this current time. I think a big reason for that is the nerf to the other offlaners. Well, if you're a Legion spammer, it's a good time to be a Legion spammer, and if you want to learn a new offlane hero, this is the way to go, as the hero is very powerful at this current point in time. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken and really take your game to the next level, I'm going to be able to help you, because sometimes the guides on YouTube, there's either not enough of them, they're not specific, or they're just tier lists, which I know you guys love, but at the end of the day, the Game League website is going to help you get to the next level. So click the link down below and sign up. So one of the key selling points of Legion Commander as a hero is her laning stage. She has a very reliable laning stage for a few reasons. Number one, her base movement speed is incredible. At 330, she is 30 movement speed faster than Bloodseeker. That is insane, right? It's very hard for people to chase you down and click you when you are 30 movement speed faster. For instance, Legion against Monkey King would seem unplayable, and it's not a good matchup for Legion, but it is playable because you can outrun him, right? You can prevent him from getting Jingu by literally just running away. And so Legion has a huge advantage there over most heroes, right? She's incredibly fast. From there, her Q is a great laning stage ability. It's only 100 mana for about 100 damage nuke, depending on how many creeps and how many heroes you hit with it, and it allows you to secure creeps. On top of that, because it does so much damage, it pushes in the wave, and this is a good thing for overall trading. At level 2, you're going to take Moment of Courage. Moment of Courage is just great at trading. 25% of the time you get a free hit off, and that hit heals you for 55% of your health. It's only a 1.9 second cooldown, which I don't think people realize, and so you can use this ability over and over and over again to trade effectively with the enemy safe laner. Also, I'd like to talk about his starting items. 3 branches, circlet, and stick is very important. I think buying early stick on Legion is huge because the hero wants to spam Q as much as possible, right? This ability is insane and is what's going to allow you to trade. So instead of buying items that would inherently let you right-click harder like Gauntlets of Strength or Blades of Attack or even Ring of Protection, just buy a stick that's going to let you harass better and use the bonus attack speed from the Q to do extra damage. Now, to talk about spikes in the lane, the main spike in the lane for Legion Commander is level 3. The reason why is your Q scales incredibly well. Not only does the bonus attack speed go up by 50%, the damage on the Q nearly doubles, right? It goes from 35 damage per hero to 65, the base increases to 65, and so if you are to nuke a creep wave, right, one full creep wave with 2 heroes, it does about 270 damage approximately. That's insane, right? Just for some reference, Fadebolt does 175, so if you get a perfect Q, it's doing 100 more damage than a level 2 Fadebolt. And it's pushing in the wave, which often is good because you can then trade with the fact that you have more creeps, and it gives you 75 attacks. And so this ability's nuts. Let's see how he uses it. So for instance, right here, both Skeeter and AOI on the Visage and Bloodseeker are pushing up, and he sees an opportunity to get a 2-man Q. Keep in mind, it's better if you use it earlier in the wave, because that will allow you to also get more damage. The only thing you have to be careful about is it will make the creeps low, and if the creeps get low while you Q, you can't use the bonus attack speed to trade, as you then have to use it to last hit. So sometimes it's better to wait for the creeps to get low and then Q so you can actually use the attack speed to trade. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, you see he goes for a Q here and it hits a huge amount of creeps, does 185 magic damage, and so it does a crazy amount of damage, and he can trade very favorable with Skeeter. Unfortunately, he's against Visage, so it doesn't look that good because Visage Soul Assumption's it's just a crazy ability. And same thing here, I actually don't know why Skeeter mans up on the Bloodseeker, but if a carry does this to you and you're level 2 Q, where they like run past the creep wave to hit you, just Q them and then hit them, right? You're gonna outtrade them with the attack speed, and it secured the range creep. That's like best case scenario. Secure ranged and harass, wonderful. And finally, the last thing for items, he doesn't go phase this lane, interestingly enough. He buys a ton of mana items, right? Raindrops for the Visage and for a little bit of mana. Don't rush Soul Ring because that shit sucks. And then you're gonna go Boots, right? Boots so you can chase people down, obviously. He does go a 2-1-1 build. I've seen some people go 2-0-2 if they're truly dominating the lane. However, I tend to recommend going 2-1-1 so that when you have level 7, you're 4-1-1. You do want the value point in Press the Attack to dispel things, and because if you win duel, it automatically casts Press the Attack, So it's very nice to have a point of it. From there, XXS is going to get carried by Sumail for a little bit, but he's going to be rushing Blade Mail. I'm actually a little surprised by this. The reason why is I feel that the Fays are pretty good against Bloodseeker to allow you to kite him and trade, but yeah, he doesn't decide to go for it. I think in most games, I'm a fan of the Fays, and the reason why is the bonus attack speed from the Q and the bonus damage from Fays synergize very well. Attack speed plus damage is how you do the most damage as right-clickers, a balance of the both. So yeah, he gets a nice rotation from Sumail here, so, you know, carried by the snap a little bit, but good go nonetheless. He baited them in. Right, gets the kill. So the next benefit to current Legion Commander is that you can cast your Q while dueling. On top of that, you don't have to waste Prestige attack to duel, because previously, the unfortunate part of Legion is that if you wanted to nuke someone, you had to, well, nuke them. That would be a cast animation, so that would slow down your duel. And if you wanted attack speed, you had to use Prestige attack, right? And if you use Prestige attack, that took time to cast, and then it would delay your duel, right? It would just delay your duel, and it would potentially make you lose the duel. Nowadays, yes, you can cast W before you duel to heal if you need it, but the W gives you movement speed and HP, so you don't have to cast it, right? But he just duels him, and the reason why is you can cast overwhelming odds while dueling. This is incredible because it then gives you the attack speed and guarantees you get the duel off before you waste your Q, right? So now you can max your Q, get a ton of attack speed, and duel. Right, and it's just so much less clunky than old Legion, it feels incredible. So from there, with level 7, he's feeling good. With the Blade Mail, you farm jungle very, very efficiently. He's using the Q after that Troll Summoner summons the creeps, and he definitely wants to dive. Right, you can see the smoke come out from the side of Aster, and he certainly wants to look to make a move onto Tundra's carry, Skeeter Doubts, right? Blade Mail Legion is very good against Bloodseeker. He doesn't deal well with it at all. He can't rupture you either because of the Blade Mail, but they pick up another kill. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the duel, and that's when you scream at your teammates to let you duel them. From there, guys, don't over-rotate. The only rotation you should look to make is to power runes if you're at the bracket where people commit to power runes. Like, no offense, but if you're playing 2K and the enemy mid doesn't even go for the power rune, you don't really have to contest the power rune. Like, I mean, I guess you could try to pick it up, but the reason why he goes mid here, right, he's about to go mid, is because of the fact that it's about to be minute 12 and he expects them to contest the power rune, right? So what he does is he stacks this cant in a moment and then he runs to power rune because he sees AY going for it. AY, I guess, isn't paying attention or something, and he gets a DD and then a duel, which is like very fortunate. Do I recommend this play in your pubs? Probably not, honestly, probably not. You're better off just farming your blink bottom, but the main point I want to make is don't be afraid after you take the bottom tower, or even if you don't take the bottom tower, just to farm out bottom. I think a lot of people have the idea that they instantly need to go get kills and, you know, make things happen and build up their duel damage, but I don't find this to be a good idea because you're going to slow down your timings unless you get very lucky and instantly get a kill, which is frequently not the case. Or if you get a double kill, then you're really fine. But if this doesn't happen, you're better off pushing in your lane, getting your blink, and then making a play, or waiting for a very synergized move from your team. And yeah, so finally he finishes up his Blink Dagger, and once you get your Blink Dagger, it's time to smoke. You should be buying it yourself or calling for your support to smoke you. One or the other is fine, but just make it happen. As Sumail is going to push out the mid-wave on Snapfire, and instantly they smoke and they ping bottom, right? The speed is everything, right? Speed dopes, but they get the duel. Very easy now. You blink, Blade Mail, then you Q. It's so nice, right? Old Legion, you'd have to W, and then you'd have to Q before you dueled if you wanted to maximize damage. Now it's just Blade Mail duel, and then Q. It's very, very easy. Much, much easier than it used to be, and very nice. So from there, what I like about XXS as a player, he has a lot of discipline, he has a lot of patience. He's going to find a catch on Sumail here, and wow, this is quite a lot of damage. I'm honestly surprised that this worked. I didn't think it would have initially, but they get the job done. What I really liked about that duel in particular is it didn't feel like he really felt the need to get the duel damage. He's just like, yep, setting up the kill, getting the job done for my team, don't need to do anything special, don't need to do anything fancy. But what I really like about his gameplay, outside of the fact that they're owning right now, is that he's willing to slow down the pace of the game and farm up camps. And this makes sense. It's a pretty simple idea, but I want you guys to kind of just have this in your head. When duel is down, don't be afraid to get off the map and make the enemy team forget where you are. And so yeah, you can even see in this clip here, just gonna play this briefly, he's taking a stack, right? He has no problem playing like some sort of a carry, even pops this Blade Mail to help him take the stack. With maxed out E, he has no problem clearing the stack, and while we're having some downtime here, at level 10 you want to take 8 bonus duel damage, at 15 you take overwhelming odds damage per hero, at level 20, this one kind of depends on the game, but I personally prefer Moment of Courage proc chance. I just feel like proccing this frequently during duel, and even just after duel allows you to heal a lot and really turn fights. But press the attack AoE can be good some games. And finally, level 25, honestly, both are very, very good. The Moment of Courage lifesteal is nice, but I think press the attack granting debuff immunity is a little bit better. And I just want people to realize that on Legion, you don't need 183,000 duel damage in order to have impact. You can just have a bonus 10 damage. The enemy team played well. I do recommend in pubs, guys, look in the side lanes, look for people isolated. You'll find kills. If you're anywhere from like 0 MMR to let's say 4 to 5k MMR, people are really gonna just kind of show themselves in lanes alone very, very frequently. I mean, even in high MMR people do, right? Just look for those opportunities, build up your duel damage. I wouldn't farm as much as he does necessarily. I definitely would look for kills a little bit more, especially on the mid wave. People will feed very, very frequently, but don't be afraid to slow down the pace of the game, especially when you're close to items. As fight breaks out, just goes in with the blink duel, kind of baits the enemy team into a very nice Wukongs. And yeah, they get the job done. I will say, like, typically you don't want to duel. This is not the guy you want to duel. In most games, you want to duel hero like the Bloodseeker, right? The right-click damage heroes, or a Leshrac. If he has all of his spells active, then that is good as well, right? Just because of the fact that you'll reflect it with the Blade Mail. So I think he dueled Darkseer here. I don't want to say out of necessity per se. The guy was definitely closest to him, right? Skeeter was just out of range. So it's pretty cool, right? I don't know if I would have dueled the Darkseer here. To be fair, the guy doesn't have Vanguard. That helps, right? No Crimson means a lack of resistance to the physical damage. Gets the duel off, kind of baits a really, really nice Wukongs. They lift back into the Wukongs, and eventually they have to kite out the fight, right? Wasn't the best execution, as I said. You want to go on these melee heroes that you can one-shot, but still a great fight overall. All right, and to end off the video, let's see a pretty sick play. I would like to quickly mention items as well. So honestly, I love his build. I think you can go 2 routes. You can go Silver Edge, so you hit harder and you can go for pickoffs. So like, let's say the game is very much like splitting and the enemy team is like playing the side lanes and you're getting pickoffs. Great to go Shadow Blade, so you can enable that. However, if you're going for more of a team fight route, I do think it's reasonable to go Nullifier. He actually decided to go back for AC here, which I think is fine, but honestly, I prefer Nullifier. The reason why is I just feel that you have plenty of attack speed in general from your Q at 125, and then the Nullifier is very good against things that counter you, such as Crimson Guard, Ghost Scepters. You know, that's actually the main two. I would have liked to see him finish the Nullifier. I really am surprised that he didn't this game. I guess, to be fair, there is no Crimson, which is a little surprising. It is pretty good against the Bloodseeker Blood Rage, as it is actually dispellable and even through Blood Rage, but technically that will make him do less damage to you during duel. So yeah, maybe it's a little counterintuitive, but I do like the Nullifier in a lot of games as it prevents people from saving the people you duel. So it's very practical. However, now that I'm looking at it, the AC makes sense because there isn't actually that much to dispel with no Crimson, really no Ghost Scepters, at least nothing notable on the cores. But yeah, in this team fight here, he gets tossed in by the Snapfire, and I thought I was going to try to duel the Bloodseeker, but I think he makes the right decision of just dueling Leshrac, because sometimes, even though it's best to duel the right-click heroes, like dueling this guy makes a lot of sense because he just kind of dies. However, there's an IO behind him, there's a mech, right? He's probably not going to die during duel because there's going to be a Holy Locket plus mech. So yeah, he just kind of realizes like, okay, this Lesh is out of position. This is the guy who's going to get Wukongs. So it's a really great tool. Like, it's really a wonderful duel. It's just good recognition of kind of the team play over just dueling the guy you're quote unquote supposed to generally duel, right? So I love that decision from XXS there. I think that's a really high skill. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button. Don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel, as we post here every single day, just about every single day. We're making Dota content. I love Dota. It's a great game, fun game. You should learn it with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.